I come out here sometime in the morning or in the evening just to relax, kick back, you know. This is a good way to start my day or end the day. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Cozy Trucker. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to talk to you truckers out there. Matter of fact, everybody out there. Everybody. Because this information is going to be quick, but it's good for everybody. Everybody in the trucking industry, transportation industry, and just everyday people. I'm going to talk about the clock of life, because we tend to go through life and not really value our time like we should. Because one thing about time, it never stops. And your personal time is what it just is. Your personal time. How you spend your personal time is very important. Now, you could go to work. You may focus on getting to work on time, getting to certain places on time, spending time doing this, doing that. When you get to work, you have, you have different type of schedules, like getting to the doctor. You have doctor schedules to get to. Some of you all have kids that's still little. Y'all take them to school. Y'all got to pick them up at a certain time. And this information is even for children too, so they can learn this stuff. Something you can teach your children as they get older about good time management and, valuing their time. Because since the time of birth, your clock been ticking. That's when the clock of life started for you. And one thing about that clock of life, there's only one way it stops. One way. When your clock of life stops, guess what happens? Well, the opposite of life. That's when it ends. So this whole video today that I'm pushing out, I try to aim it toward truckers, because I didn't always value my time. And now that I've gotten older, I'll be 54 in a couple weeks. I wasted a lot of years, just basically wasting time. And I think as an older man, based on my experiences on how I wasted a lot of time, even basically being on the road making money, I look back and I say, wow, all that time that I pretty much blew. I blew a lot of time on the road based on just trying to make money. I missed out on a lot of things that pretty much could have benefited me. And everything doesn't center around just making money. Some people believe in that. I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't. It doesn't. I missed out on a lot of relationships, good relationships, not just with, family, but friends. Time I should have been able to spend with people, always having to work. Something that I look at companies now and they really couldn't force me to do it. I did it on my own. I'm the one that missed out. I chose to miss out because I looked at money as something more important than time. And look, I'm old now. I'm older. Yeah, I enjoy life. I try to enjoy life as much as I can. But I'm here to tell y'all today, don't let your personal time just go through your hands and go away. Don't let it just disappear. Don't give all your time away to things that basically just, it's really like not necessarily useless. That's not the word, but things that's just going to basically just disappear. Sort of like striving after the wind, just to accumulate material things to make a bunch of money. Because like I said, based on experience, I look back sometime and I wasted a lot of time. when it comes to things, having things, material things, you know, time is irreplaceable. Really, time is irreplaceable, man. You can't replace that. And you have a clock of life. I've dealt with, you know, friends that passed, that died. I sometimes couldn't go to their funerals because I had to work. And that don't mean I had to work. I just chose to work, be on the road. You know, I missed out on, you know, just other things that I just kept putting it off. Traveling, more traveling. I travel now, but I should have did more of it when I was younger. Sometimes I don't travel that much now as I used to, you know, and what I mean is out the country. Out the country. The reason why now is because I'm tired. Now, I stay within the country still more, but because I'm still pretty much on the road. But I drive trucks now, and I just don't do it as much as I used to because I want my time back. And this whole video is for you all, not just truckers, like I said, not just people in the transportation industry, but just everyday people that go to work. I'm a strong believer in work-life balance. Some people is against that. Work-life balance is beneficial for your overall holistic health, your mental health, your physical health, you know, your family health. You know, just make sure you learn to manage your time. And this is why I promote, you know, take your time back. TIME. Why do you want to take your time back? To independently manage enjoyment. Make sure you find time to enjoy your life. Because that's what's more important. Having experiences, enjoyable experiences, is way more valuable than having material things. But when it comes to having experiences, it means you're gonna have to sacrifice time away from making money. Unless, now some people are able to make money and they sleep. Hey, good for you. Good for you. I'm able to do that too online, but you know, a lot of people are trying to achieve that. But until then, you know, if you choose to go down that route, hey, I'm not gonna get into that. There's a whole different, you know, video right there. But if you're gonna choose to, you know, work just to make money and to sit up there and accumulate material things, I want you to consider how much time that takes. And especially for you truckers, because we spend a lot of time on that road. I used to spend a lot of time on that road. I used to. And I told myself I had to stop. I had to force myself to stop. 4 years during the pandemic. That's when I chose to stop working so hard. I was laid off from a job after 20 years, sat in a house and thought about, wow, I let 20 years of my life go by. Yes, yeah, it got me through. It got me through. But I missed out on a lot. And I don't want you to miss out on a lot. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. Time is valuable. I missed out on a lot of good relationships. And I don't want you to do that. A lot more enjoyable things. Next year, I'll be a senior citizen. Official senior citizen. Damn, them years flew by. And I want you all to learn to value your own personal time, your clock of life. Your clock of life never stops ticking. It keeps on ticking from the day of birth. And I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to time flies, speaking from experience, coming from me, time flies. So value your time and consider your own personal clock of life. And I'm gonna end it on that note. Thank you for joining me for this video. Until next time, this is the Cozy Trucker.